Hello everyone, this is Resist Depression. Uh, Today I would have been talking to all of you guys about bands and stuff, like new bands that I've found and whatever, but to be honest, and not to sound like unprofessional or whatever, I completely forgot that I had to make one today, and I didn't have anything planned, so I'm going to talk to you guys about two things about the music industry that have, been nagging on my mind. And, it was kind of inspired because I'm going to be going to a show on February 22nd. I'm so excited for that. And actually, I thought I would let you guys know that I'm actually going to be doing an interview with one of the bands that's going to be there. I've mentioned them a few times on here. They are called Kismet, or at least I think that's how you pronounce their name. I'm not really sure. But I'm so excited to be doing this interview with them. They're awesome dudes. Check out their music and stuff. I'll probably put a link for a video for one of their songs or something like that. But anyways, two things about the music industry that have been really bugging me. First off, cliche band names, the Veil of whatever, bands with Veil or Maya or Chelsea, or something about horizons or skies or skylines. Stuff like that. It's so cliche. There's so many bands with these words in their names and it's so annoying. It's can't you come up with something better? I mean, be creative about it. Don't just choose something cliche and that doesn't mean anything to you. Try choosing a band name if you are thinking about it, starting a band, or do have a band that doesn't have a name. Think something that something that has to do with the band members, or something that happened that was at first it was a joke, but then it sort of became a thing for that group of people or whatever. Choose something that's inspirational or inspiring or it just sounds cool. One of the most interesting band names that I've heard that I think is pretty cool is Farewell My Love. It's you don't really see bands that have a name like that, you know? And It Lives, It Breathes. Yeah, you hear bands that have breath or breeze in their name a lot, but they incorporate it into something completely different. And my advice to any one of you who is watching this that is thinking about starting a band, or is in a band, or wants to be in a band, or trying to make a band or something like that, and you need a name, be creative about it. Make something with unicorns or sparkles or something. Just do whatever inspires you, or just sort of think out of the box with your name. You could incorporate anything from your life, a joke from a book you really like, or a joke that a band that you really made, or something like that. Just be really creative about it, so when people find your band or hear about your band, they're gonna the name is gonna catch them, and it's gonna stick in their head, and they won't be able to forget it, and they're gonna go look at your music and go to your shows and stuff and be addicted to their music if they like it. Band names are one of a band's biggest draw-ins for fans. Me personally, if I see a band that has a really unique name, I'm gonna go check them out immediately. I'm gonna drop what I'm doing and I'm gonna go on YouTube and search their music. And if you have a band and that has one of those really inspiring names that you can't forget, then people are gonna remember that. It's so I've heard a lot of the people say it's really hard to come up with a band name, but it does it for me to come up with random stuff is really easy. You just have to let your mind go wherever it wants to, and eventually you'll find a combination of words or phrases or something that you really like. and like eventually like it'll become like something that like people won't be able to forget when they find your music and stuff. Next thing I wanted to talk about, like, because this like really bugged me, like at Warped Tour and a whole bunch of other concerts that I've gone to. That one guy in the mosh pit that like pushes people down, pushes people over, is getting into fights with people for no absolute reason, or is just like an absolute butt about everything. It's like, my music is better than your music, even though we're listening to the same band right now. I hate those people. Like, don't be that one dude in the pit that's pushing chicks over, pushing dudes over, getting into fist fights, or getting thrown out of, like, whatever concert you're at. Because you don't, like, you think that you need to be all macho and stuff. Like, seriously. Guys who are watching this, chicks at shows, they aren't impressed when you push them over. They aren't impressed when you push their guy friends over. They're not impressed when you get into fist fights. Seriously, you just look like a big, huge idiot. Like, seriously, that kind of stuff does not impress chicks. Unless that chick, no offense, has a really low IQ or just doesn't really care. Seriously, like, I don't know what, but, like, it absolutely hates, like, I absolutely hate it when you're right next to that dude in the pit that is, like, not watching what he's doing, hitting people, and like, knocking people over, or, like, punching people, or getting in fights. I do not like those people. They're, like, they ruin a show. Like, even if the music is good, like, the atmosphere of the pit is, like, one of, like, the best things to experience at a show. And if someone is, like, trying to beat you up while you're trying to enjoy your favorite band, you're not gonna want to go back to a concert like that. Like, at Warped Tour, like, there were a lot of dudes that would push me over in the pit and, like, just, like, not watch what they were doing, and, like, they wouldn't care. But there were also those dudes that were in the pit that would, like, if they knocked you over, they would help you back up and be like, "Are you okay, dude?" That's the kind of person that you want to be, even, like, if you're enjoying yourself in the pit and, like, just, like, moshing out and enjoying the music and, like, just, like, being yourself. But if you, like, knock someone over or you hit someone, say sorry, "Are you okay?" And, like, it's so annoying when, like, people aren't, like, courteous enough to just, like, say, "Are you okay?" It's like, it shows how far society has degraded in, like, the past few years. Like, just in, like, the past 3 years, I've noticed that guys have become, like, absolute idiots, for lack of a better word. Like, some guys, they just don't care. They think all women are stupid or belong in the kitchen and shouldn't be out at these shows, even though, yes, some of us chicks, we do like this music. And for some reason, that, like, that surprises a lot of guys that I listen to, like, really heavy bands and, like, a whole bunch of, like, bands that, like, literally, I've seen people on their pages call their music devil music, even though they're, like, the nicest guys you could ever meet, like Motionless in White. People have called them Satan worshippers, godless heathens. I've seen people completely diss Chris for wearing makeup and dressing how he does and doing his hair how he does and, like, putting those funky colors in his hair like he used to. Like, around the time that they shot Abigail when he had, like, pink in his hair, that was so cool. I've seen people, like, absolutely, like, trash him for just being himself, and there's nothing wrong with being yourself. I like being myself. You probably like being yourself. I wouldn't want to be, like, necessarily want to be you, because I like who I am, and you probably like who you are. And if you don't, find something, like, that you like to do that makes you you, and enjoy it. Like, music, it's like a universal, like, language, sort of. Like, everyone understands music. Like, I was talking to a friend the other day. I had just found out that one of my favorite Japanese bands had released like a new CD, and like I had no idea that they had released it, and I was on YouTube listening to it, enjoying the music, and like, I don't speak, like, I can't understand like barely a single phrase in Japanese. I love their music. They sing in Japanese like pretty much all the time, and they have beautiful music. There's like their singer has an amazing voice, and it doesn't matter what language the person is singing in, you still feel their emotion through the music, and I love that about music. Like, no matter what language it is, what country they're from, what style or genre they like to play, or what they wear, or what they look like, you understand what, like, they're feeling when they wrote the songs that you listen to. It's just, like, amazing. And I've gotten really off track here. I guess this is like the third point in my video. How music is like universal, no matter like where you are, who you are, what your life story is. Like, you connect with people through music, and I've noticed a lot, like, and I know that a lot of you guys like have noticed, like, on YouTube, a lot of people like for some reason like try trolling metal videos, and they're saying like, oh, this singer sucks, this singer's a faggot, go die, you guys are all emo sluts for listening to this. Like, seriously? If you can't say it to someone's face, can't say it to the band's face, even more, just don't say it. And like, it's pointless to say stuff like this on YouTube. Like, if you don't like a song, say, I like some of their other music, but I'm not feeling this song, but okay, it's their sound, whatever. Don't go off, like, saying, oh, they've changed so much, and I hate it. They need to go die, they should go back to how they were. Don't do that. Like, a band has a sort of, like, I guess you could say artistic license to do whatever they want with their music. Like, you're not in the band, you don't control what they do, and like, just leave it at that. Like, if you don't like a song, you don't have to listen to it, you don't have to say stuff to people, and like, don't, like, if you are one of those people out there on YouTube that goes around saying crap about bands, saying stuff about the people that listen to certain bands, like, especially in the metal industry, or like metal and deathcore and that kind of stuff. If you are one of those people that goes around saying like absolutely disgusting stuff to the people that listen to this music, just stop and think before you press that button that'll put that one comment that will like quite possibly end someone's life out there. Like, on the internet, it is like, it's the easiest place to think before you say something, because you have to type out that mean thought, type out those disgusting, horrible words before you can actually say it to the people that are like on the same video or whatever that you are. Like, you can think before you say stuff. I have thought, like, I've been like that close to just like going off on some of these people and say, how could you say this? Like, seriously, there are some people out there who they can't really control their emotions or what they feel, and if you say something like this to them, or they see something like this, they are like very liable to like cut themselves, hurt themselves, harm themselves, starve themselves, possibly even take their own life, because you can think before you put that comment out there. Like, it really annoys me. I hate that when people do that. Like, seriously. Sometimes it's best just to keep that one comment to yourself. I have literally seen stuff where people, like friends of friends, have said, I knew this girl, she was really nice, she was really happy and pretty and like just all around perfect. She liked listening to metal, liked listening to this genre, but some dude on YouTube was like going off and fighting with her on YouTube about like her favorite band, and she started like hurting herself, harming herself, starving herself, and like just like degrading to the point where she was like in the hospital or wound up dead because like she overdosed on like a painkiller that you can find like in any like like that you have in the house or something like that. Like I've heard a lot about like a lot of really nice guys and girls, and I know guys are a lot less susceptible to being like affected by bullying, especially like on the internet, because like I don't like they can handle it better than us girls can. But I've heard like one of the bands that I listen to, Eyes on the Skyline, they actually knew this one guy that was in their class in high school who committed suicide because of like bullying and stuff. And like that's the story that they told about this guy. His name was Dan, by the way. The story that they told about him, it's just like, if you've heard about it or heard the song that they wrote for him, like, it just shows how far some people can go with their stupid little comments or their quote-unquote trolling of a video can, like, do to stuff. Like, people. Like, I know that guys are less susceptible to, like, bullying and stuff, but, like, when I read about, like, what happened to this guy, it just shows how far some people can go without even, like, thinking about the consequences about what comes out of their mouth or what they type with their hands. Like, seriously, just think before you say this stuff. And, like, just enjoy the music. Seriously, we don't have to fight about this. I hate it when people fight about music. Like, I listen to nearly every single genre. I know at least one artist or a band in, like, pretty much every genre known to man. And, like, I've learned over the years to respect people's taste in music, because not everyone's gonna have the same taste in music as you. Because, like, we're all different. We all have different tastes. We all think different stuff is cool or sounds good or, like, has a different, like, connection to us personally. And, like, it's just best to, like, think before you say stuff. Like, I know that, like, a lot of people out there don't really know what they're saying, what it does to people. Like, I've seen people, like, completely disrespecting band members, and I don't like that, because band members are some of the nicest dudes you're ever gonna meet, even though they're covered in tattoos. Like, some of them have kids, even though they aren't married, which some people find that repulsive. I don't really find that repulsive. It's, like, they may have made a mistake in their past, but at least they're atoning for it by staying with their kid, and whatever girl happens to be the kid's mom. Like, even those these dudes, covered from head to toe in tattoos, like, have more piercings than, like, you've ever seen before. And, like, have their lobes stretched, and, like, they sometimes, like, wear makeup or stuff. But these guys, these band members, nicest dudes you will ever meet. Like, I mentioned this a lot on here, but, like, I got the chance to talk to Chris Motionless, one of the scariest band members I've ever seen. I got a chance to talk to him at Warped Tour. He was so nice. Like, it surprises a lot of people that he is actually, like, really shy in person. Like, despite how he is on stage, how he's, like, up in your face and, like, yelling these lyrics. When you, like, meet him after the set, he's, like, really calm and very shy, and, like, he, like, if you, like, compliment their music, he'll, like, genuinely thank you for, like, liking their music. And I think that is amazing. Like, all of the band members that I've met, I have yet to find one of those really arrogant ones where, like, they just don't give a crap about anyone, especially their fans, which is a bad thing to do. But all of the band members I've met, they're really nice, they're very courteous, they will, like, thank you, like, profusely if, like, you go to their show and they're like, hey, I know you, I listen to your music, like, all the time, you're, like, my most played song, you guys are, like, my most played band on my iPod. They're, like, genuinely, like, happy when they hear stuff like that, because, like, they know that the stuff that they're saying with their music is reaching people out there. I think that is amazing, like, and, like, thank you. Any band member who's watching this, that I listen to your music, I love your music, you guys are awesome dudes and awesome chicks, because I listen to, like, a whole bunch of bands with chicks in them. You guys are awesome musicians. Don't ever give up on what you're doing. If you're thinking about joining a band, don't give up, even though it's, like, really hard. Like, a few years ago, I had tried to start up a band, because I really wanted to start up a band, and, like, I was, like, pretty talented, like, writing lyrics and, like, coming up with, like, guitar stuff and such. And, like, it was really hard, but, like, I have to say to you, like, starting musicians, don't give up, like, because, like, in a year or two down the road, people are gonna, like, start listening to your music. They might not, like, see you guys, like, as a serious band or whatever at first, or just, like, not pay attention, but people will listen eventually. I know from experience, like, when I first started these vlogs, I was getting maybe, like, 7 views on a video a month, maybe, at the most, like, 1 more new view each month. I didn't start really getting subscribers till, like, 3 months, like, 3 months or 4 months after I started this. And it's hard to sit and talk to an inanimate object. It's a lot harder to do that than go out on stage and play music. I've, like, played a few, like, little things where I was, like, up on stage playing my guitar and stuff. It is a whole lot easier to climb up on that stage than sit in front of a camera and talk. Because, like, from my point of view, it feels really stupid. I feel like I'm talking to myself, and I do that a lot, actually, but it doesn't make it any easier. So my advice to you bands out there, especially you really, really young ones who, like, just started up, or have just started up in, like, the past 3 years and aren't getting any fan attention, don't give up, because seriously, you are awesome musicians, you are awesome singers, screamers, guitarists, bassists, drummers, whatever instrument you play, you're, like, epic at it. And if you are in a band and you're watching this and I haven't heard of your music, shoot me a message, comment, whatever. I'll put a link in the description for my page on Facebook and stuff if you want to talk to me on there. I'm on Facebook, like, at least twice every day. So I'll see your comment if you comment, or, like, whatever. But yeah, if you are in a band and need help getting your name out there, I will try my best. If you contact me, I will get your band name out there, especially if I love your music, because then I'm a fan too. I'll be 100% dedicated to spreading your songs everywhere. I've been talking for a really long time, so I guess this is the end of this session. I might do a video next week. I don't know, it depends on how busy I am. If not, I'll do one the week after. I will have bands next time, I promise. Bye, I hope you'll have a nice day.